This is Ronnie Coleman and Paul Dillett at the 1997 Mr. Olympia event. And I did a matchup between these two, featuring them in the 1994 Mr. Olympia. And I will link that at the end of this one, so you can do a comparison. And Ronnie Coleman, he was a lot smaller. And on the contrary, Paul Dillett was a lot bigger, in my opinion. He might have been heavier here. His midsection is a lot larger. But overall, he was better in 94. So Ronnie Coleman is catching up to him. I'll bring a full body one here, and I didn't like to begin with this one. And you can't judge with these types of pictures of Paul Dillett. Very blurry. And of course, if it was a perfect world, we would have all the mandatory shots in HD or high definition, whatever they call it. But we don't. This is what we have to work with. So it does appear that Ronnie is catching up to him. If you review the other tape or the other video, Ronnie was being dwarfed in the front relaxed position, and if you know me, I definitely appreciate Paul Dillett in the front relaxed position. Just made a video on that, and he definitely was the best guy to hit that. But this is 1997. This is not his best year. Let's go over the poses, and yes. I just watched the 94 Mr. Olympia video that I did between these two, and my, Ronnie Coleman really got a lot bigger, not only the arms, but mostly in the legs, but mostly in the arms. I know that doesn't make sense, but man, Paul Dillett, he's not quite so giant as he was. Man, this is funny. Bodybuilding can change just year after year. And I would have did a 1996 comparison, guys. But really, a lot of the pictures didn't match up, and it just would not have made a good comparison video whatsoever. Here in the front lat spread, and again, I have to say, Ronnie does look good, but I think he won the last one anyway. This was never a good shot for Paul Dillett. One side, yes, but he is so unsymmetrical. But you can't really tell that from the tilted thusly pictures of both gentlemen. But I do believe that Ronnie Coleman, I'm very impressed with his conditioning of his legs. Very impressive. Let's go to the side shots, and unfortunately, this is the only side comparison we have. But even in this one, you can definitely tell Ronnie Coleman has been packing on the beef. And on the contrary, Paul Dillett might not have quite the sting that he did back in 94. So is Ronnie Coleman beating Paul Dillett in the side chest development? Personally, I like it a little bit better. His arm looks a lot better, the muscle separation. And I like the round 70s bow, I guess you could call it, on the chest. But Paul Dillett, he's probably in better condition. So, I don't know, it is close in the side chest. Turn them around. And I know this is not a very good picture at all for Ronnie Coleman. And not a bad one for Paul. Actually, this is, believe it or not, a flattering rear lat spread for Paul Dillett. Not a very good one at all for Ronnie, like I said, for the clarity department. And it's a little bit lopsided. But Ronnie's lat spread was never like that. I think they just took the picture at the wrong time. Let's bring another one of Paul Dillett, and this is actually worse quality. So I guess it's a bad picture versus bad picture. And I would wager to say Ronnie Coleman is wider than Paul Dillett. He really worked on his back development for sure. Rear double bicep, and this is an even worse one for Paul Dillett. And I apologize, guys, about the picture quality, but I use the best ones I can find. Ronnie Coleman looks like a beast in this shot. Just fantastic, and we are definitely safe to assume that his conditioning was a lot better. You can look at the 94 one, and his back development just a lot harder and crisper, and he only got better with the years, and on the contrary, Paul Dillett did not. So it is a close matchup, guys, and this most muscular, I have to say, watch the previous video, and man, oh man, Ronnie has really put on the size. Like I said, though, I'm not saying he's beating Paul. We are safe to assume Paul was probably winning the side try and also probably winning in the Avon thigh pose as well. So maybe Paul would have won on points. But really, I don't know, guys. I think due to those probably overwhelmingly dominant back shots of Ronnie Coleman, if I was the judge, I probably would have given it to him. But either way, Paul was right there with him, so I'm not really calling politics, at least not between these two. But you have to think, there was quite a gap between Paul and Ronnie here. Paul placed 5th, Ronnie way down in 9th, came back the next year and won, and Paul could not stand up in 1998. He fell. I'm sure a lot of people were betting more money on Paul Dillett to win the Olympia in 1998 than Ronnie Coleman, but that's just not how it transpired. And that is bodybuilding, guys. It's a visual sport. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Maybe we'll do another one for 99. Who knows? If you guys like this one, hit thumbs up on it, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. Have a good day, guys.